Hello, everyone. It's the only President of the United States, Grover Cleveland here. This is Ink the Book Show. The show that tastes like candy. Hey, you can follow Ryan O'Connor at Wranglecheck on Instagram, on TikTok, and on Twitter. And if you like his work on Bonehead Comic, you can also watch his Bonehead cartoon. The link to all these things and more can be found in the description. Furthermore, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to all things Wrangleshank and all things Ink the Book. Thank you.
It's time for Ink the Book Show with your host, Ryan O'Connor. And now, let's ink the book.
Hi, everybody. Oh, man, what a wreck. How's everybody doing this morning? I'm ready to ink. Looks like I just fell out of bed. That might be the case. All right. Yesterday was fun. We had my dad on and my brother Liam on. Liam made some improv track, music track by the end of yesterday's episode that we called Mesmerized by Pleasantries. So that's what we did yesterday. Also, I'm still working on what is the last page of the story, though there are more pages to ink beyond this. In fact, if I finish this page today, I am going to start on another one. Actually, the next page is the page I'm supposed to be working on today. That's what's in my planner. I was trying to look for something to I was rooting through my closet for something I wanted to share, and I can't find it. And I'm really worried that I can't find. It's They Might Be Giants stuff that I've collected, but it's missing. So hopefully I find it. It's like a whole bunch of separate things that are all simultaneously missing. So I think I put them in a box and maybe put them in my basement or something. So I guess no show and tell today. I need to set an alarm so I don't overdo it. Because I gotta leave at such and such a time. Watched the new Better Call Saul last night. There's only one episode left. So they all died last night, so I don't know how they're gonna do one more episode. Just kidding. Only several of them die. Just kidding. I'm just pretending. So, what to do? Yesterday I got these new They Might Be Giants shirts. Because they have some deal on their website where you can get mystery shirts for $5. So I ordered 2. And they were both cryptid related. And it's just shirts that they're trying to get rid of out of their warehouse because they don't sell them anymore. So anything that they have backstock of, trying to get rid of. It's like $5. I'll get 2 mystery shirts. And they both ended up having aliens and monsters all over them. It's pretty cool. One of them I'd never seen before because it's a specific tour shirt. And that's what I'm wearing right now. And then there's another weird crypto monster on the back. These are like shadows. I saw our friend What Love said happy birthday to Liam in the comments on YouTube. Thank you. I related to him. I don't know if he's seen my message yet, though. I think he's at work. Painting. It's kind of like this, only on houses. After Effects just popped open on me. Get out of here, you scumbag. There we go. Oh my gosh. I thought I clicked on it like 20 minutes ago. Nothing happened, but I forgot. After Effects chugs so slow on this computer. That's why I have a bunch of stuff set up out in the hallway. So these trees divide these 2 fields. That beat that Liam was making, first of all, he played some really cool beats that he's been working on that were really interesting sounding. And then the one he was making up on the spot, I was like, make something now. And then he eventually started making something. And that sounded really cool. He made some goofy lyrics on top of it, like right before the end of the stream. Like with the gun to his head. But I really think that was a good piece of music that he was putting together. I should ask him if he can just let me use a bunch of his instrumentals on this show, like for backing music. I think I have asked him that. Okay. Now what? Now what? Just kind of make this a little more bushy. It's like the soil that these trees are sprouting out of. Um, okay. Oops. Slashed him in the face. My bad. Good as new. I'm gonna do something here. Okay, so these are like little divisions between the different fields. Maybe they're walkways, I think. little paths. I don't really know nothing about no farms. That's kind of what we're looking at. Farmland. So we recede into the background, further into the distance. Gulp. All right. Okay. And then I don't know what I'm doing here. Imagining a bunch of little trees. Okay. Here's some clouds, some cute little clouds. Drawing, drawing, drawing my day away. It would be fine drawing my lines if I only had something to say. Okay, so finish up this little section. Okay, and then I think I'm going to do some crossed lines on this one. He did it. Okay. T. Lope. Oh, mercy me. I got nothing to talk about. Maybe I can talk about something that people are able to talk about, which would be a little something like, for example, alligators. Okay, I've got nothing to say about alligators. I'm sorry. That's a bad example. Bad example. Bad example. I could talk about my first day of school. You know, I just saw pictures of my sister-in-law took my nephew in to meet his kindergarten teacher. He's getting ready for kindergarten. He's about to start kindergarten. And I'm over here all like, what? My little boy. But yeah, my first day of school. See, I don't think I started on the first day of my kindergarten class. I think I started like the second day or something for some reason. And my first day, I remember thinking the teacher, Miss Walker, was very, very beautiful. And that in any case, I fell asleep during the class. I probably slept through most of my first day of school, and thus began the grand tradition for the rest of my life. No, I do have other falling asleep in school stories. Um, and then I woke up and I was kind of bummed out that I slept through my first day. I was like, I probably wasn't supposed to be sleeping, but nobody woke me up. They just let me sleep. And I thought that was weird. But then I started my second day. I was like, I'm not going to sleep. I'm going to impress Miss Walker, the beautiful Miss Walker. And then, but Miss Walker wasn't there on the second day, nor did I ever see her again because she was a substitute. We had Mrs. Gould / Levinson. And it's like we could call her Miss Gould, or we could call her Miss Levinson. And I liked her, but she wasn't as beautiful as Miss Walker, I guess. Is all. Holy smokes! I'm throwing things. I don't know. Every once in a while, I do that. I fling my brush across the page. Sometimes I create a disaster. My hand just spazzes out and does that. I've had it up to here with the likes of this comic book. So my other falling asleep in school story is many years later. Let's call it 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 years later. Is that right? Jiminy Christmas. How long was I in school? Because 1 through 12 is through high school. And then 3 years of community college, 3 years about at art school. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Yeah, 18 years later. I was in my math class. This is about 17 or 18 years later. I was in my math class, and I would always sit in the back with this girl, and I don't know, like I would always be so tired in that math class. And I remember one day I was just kind of like dozing off, and I like nodded off, and I was like, I don't know if I was snoring. What did I do? Oh, like my head started to fall down because I was dozing off, and like my head slumped down, and then I jerked up, and I think I went, huh? And I'm looking around, I'm like, oh good, nobody noticed. And I turned to like it seemed like nobody noticed. I was like, oh good. And then I turned to the girl next to me, and she's just like cracking up, like hysterically, like covering her mouth. I'm like, oh, so that did happen. I did make a loud noise. Let's see what else. What else happened in school? What are some other school stories I've got? Let's see. Surely I've got something. I apparently went to school for over 18 years. That's almost my entire life. Not even. Because, let's see. $35 minus 18 is 17. So about half my life I went to school. What happened in school? Something? Or nothing? Probably something. Nothing's leaping to my mind. I remember one time my dad helped me make a dinosaur diorama, and it got displayed in the library forever. I remember in high school, I've probably told this story before. I was in the art academy. It was called. It was like an honors art program that I was in for a few years, where I met all my best friends to this day. And this one girl, one day, we thought it would be funny to switch pants, and it wasn't all like scandalous or anything. I mean, there wasn't any funny business, is what I mean to say. But we thought it would be funny to switch pants and walk around the school. So I forget how we pulled it off without any funny business, but we switched pants, and I think I remember we like left the art room and walked down to the cafeteria, walked around the cafeteria, and then came back separately. I think she did it first, and then I did it. And then I think I also like went into the girls' bathroom and used the girls' bathroom. And then I think to this day, every once in a while, my friend Mila, who isn't the girl, but my friend Mila will say, "Ryan, switch pants with me." This is about the page. We're about there, I think. I gotta do that sun, which I'm putting off because it's gotta be a perfect circle. Oh, you know what I have, though? I do have a circle template in my desk here. Doing this kind of hatching on branches always reminds me of like Berenstain Bears a little bit. Or was it Berenstein Bears? No, I'm just kidding. Though when I first saw that it was Berenstain Bears, I definitely like felt that Mandela effect on that one. Let's see. I need a circle template. I'll be done with this page. Let's fish that out. I think I'm going to do that with a pen, not a brush. Oh, circly template. Oh, template for circles. That's probably how I drew it to begin with. Ah. Oh. Oh. Sorry. Let us see. Not a 0.5. How about a point? Not 5. Let's see. What about this point? 1. 1.0. That's twice 0.5. What about this? I think these ones are thin. That's fine. This is a 0.4. At least it's not a 0.5. That's all I care about, apparently. You ever see that kid? That featured on Ellen, I guess. That's old as time, too. I only know things that have been around for a million years. All right. I think that's the final page of the story. So this arm actually has to do kind of like this, because look where his hand is. It's on her shoulder up here. Her arm's got to kind of bow out, which is fine, but I got to erase that. And by erase, I mean obliterate this line. Get gone, buddy. Okay, that looks better. Ah, the last page. beef this up a little bit. My grandpa likes the Powerball, except when he loses. Or whatever the kid says, I don't know. All right, there's that. So now we start this like wraparound material stuff. So this isn't part of the story. This is just like a closing kind of like icon type page to just kind of close the book. I've got a few kind of pages for like there's going to be like an about author page, I think, at the end or something like that. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe they just won't say anything. It might just be like, because I'll show you. I'll kind of show you what I mean. So this is kind of the book I'm using to like model kind of the layout. So you got your cover. That's a piece of art. And you open it up. There's art here with like, it's like a title page. It's got like the publisher information and all that. It's a graphics imprint of Scholastic. And it says New York. I don't know why it says all these cities down here. This is a really great book, by the way. And then there's like this lead-in page, and it's got this like boilerplate legal mumbo jumbo, and it says this book is dedicated to the Chestertonians, and that's Doug TenNapel has this Chesterton reading group where they read the works of Chesterton, G.K. Chesterton, and he's a very clever, thoughtful guy. This is probably one of the best Doug TenNapel books, and this my book is going to be about the same thickness as this one, and this is a pretty beefy book if you ask me. So then after the story, we've got the end here, and then there's just some like little wraparound material kind of stuff. And then it says acknowledgments. He's kind of acknowledging people that helped him color the book and stuff like that. And his editors. There's like some goofy little art here. And then he does this about the author page back here with a cardboard picture of him that he made out of cardboard. And there's a back cover. That's just an image from inside the book. I made a back cover piece of art already, but I've got a couple like, and those were real simple. At the end there, let me see. I don't remember what he did at the beginning. I think it was really simple though too. Yeah, real simple, little iconic stuff. So, but this one's a little more elaborate than the other ones I did. I did some at the beginning as well. So anyway, we're going to ink this in a minute here. I'm going to at least heat up another cookie. Okay. I'll start inking. And look at what a slob I am. I've dripped tea on this page already before today even happened. That's been on there forever. I always say that's the kind of stuff that would keep me from moving forward on making comic pages and stuff when I was in high school. It was like, it was an excuse to be lazy, is really what it was. It was like, I'd be so perfectionist about it. If anything happened, I'd have to start all the way over or something. And after a while, I would just give up. It's like, you know, it doesn't have to be that precious. That comes right out in Photoshop, or I can just white out over that. And like, I didn't like the idea of having white out all over my art. But if you look at like the original pogos or something, like I've seen like original comic work, like these guys. If you ever see the originals of these comics, they'll be all like marked up with like white out and stuff taped off and stuff. So you'll see pencil lines all over it. They're cleaned up for the production, you know. But and here's the thing. Here's something. They would just print out copies of. Let me see. None of these. Oh, I know. They've got the Sundays in the back. So like, oftentimes, maybe not always, but they would have. They would print out copies of the logo, and they would just tape them into place. So, and sometimes you can even kind of tell. Here, I think it's actually written right on there. Maybe. This one, I suspect, has been kind of superimposed on there or something because it gets cut off. I don't know. But like, yeah, they would kind of like superimpose it on there somehow. Sometimes places would tape it on. I'm not necessarily sure how Walt Kelly did it because it's see-through for a lot of those. It was like I was afraid of having my page all marked up, and it's like when I was a kid, I thought it would look bad. I was overly concerned with it looking bad, but it's like you're actually making it, like when you touch it up with whiteout and like it's like McDonald's commercials where you see this beautiful burger, way better than any burger that you would actually get in the establishment. But like if you turn that burger 3/4 around, it's just got like staples in it. It's like shoe leather and stuff. It's got like lacquer dripping from it because it looks better on camera that way or whatever. They just do whatever they can to make it look extra juicy, extra perfect. That doesn't mean it's edible. That's kind of like the deal with the comic art. You just make it look as good as you can. For production, no one's buying a stack of 11 by 17 pages. I mean, some people might be, but they're in that case, they're looking for the how the hand actually touched it. You know what I mean? They want to see those imperfections and flaws and like little, like how to. Like, oh look, see how he solved this problem? Or look, he was drinking tea when he made it. You don't see that in the book, is what they'd say. But you can't let stuff like that stop you. Otherwise, you'll never make anything. Time is it's 2:13. Probably like 2:17. Yes, 2:17. My bad. Not on camera. Something right quick. Okay. So this snake has creepy round eyes. They're not like serpent eyes. I think I got that from Ka from the Jungle Book. My inclination was to give him like serpent eyes, like slit eyes. But I was looking at snakes. I was trying to figure out how to design this snake character. And I eventually landed on something myself, I guess. But I think the round pupils, I think I got from Ka from the Jungle Book. So here he's got these ridges on his belly. So he's against the ground, so where he rises up off the ground, we're going to see a bit of shadow. Oh dear. I think a couple bristles just came out of my brush all of a sudden. Okay. All right. Now these stripes, I don't think I gave him stripes in early. Like, I think I might do it in the colors, but I don't think I inked his stripes. Let me take a look. I've got my pages here. Maybe I did. It does look like I drew. I didn't make them black. I think what I was originally thinking was that I would fill them in black, but I did draw the lines. Okay. I'm gonna go get that cup of tea in a sec. Okay. Oh, hey there. Drummer Denise says lovely ink work. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. So this is my first graphic novel. I'm coming to a close on inking it. I try to work on this every day on here. After this, I have 2 more pages between here and the very end of the book, but I also have another scene that I have to redo coming up. I might need to not ink for a few days to finish redrawing that. But maybe I'll do streams where I do something else. Maybe I'll draw it on stream. We'll see. So yeah, I've inked the whole book on stream so far. I'm not worried about spoilers because I feel like it'll be more interesting to see as a story anyway, rather than one page for 2 hours at a time. with me muttering over it while I'm inking. You said, am I inking a personal comic book? Yes. Wait, is it watercolor or only black and white with brush? So I'm doing the whole thing, ink and brush just for the inking, just black ink, and then eventually I'm gonna scan these 11x17 comic art pages, and this is like something along the lines of page 240, 250. So I have this huge stack of pages that I got to get scanned, cleaned up and scanned, and then I'm gonna color them all in Photoshop. It's my first graphic novel. I'm kind of figuring it out as I go, but in fact, I was just talking yesterday about how I might sneak into the local community college art department and use their scanners to scan these, because I don't have a scanner big enough. I was trying to do it at the library, but they don't. They're not. Something's up with their scanner. I tried at 2 different libraries and they don't quite meet my needs. Because I've been trying to find a scanner that is big enough to scan these pages that doesn't cost like a dang fortune. And I haven't quite had as much luck as I'd like. Thank you. Let me see. I'm going to go sneak another cup of tea. Ink the Book Show. We'll be right back. I'm just in the hallway, so it'll be a sec. Ah, tea. Here I am. Okay. Snakeskin. Ooh. Do I want them to curve like that? I guess I do. So, drummer Denise, are you a musician? Do you make music? Oh, ink wash. I haven't done ink wash yet. That would be really cool. Maybe I'll do. That might be cool to have just like an ink wash little kind of splash page to throw in somewhere, like right at the end. I should try that. Do you draw then? Oh, you said drumming is my hobby. I'm passionate about it. And as a matter of fact, I only recently started learning it. Yeah, my brother Liam, who was on with me yesterday, he was kind of like making some beat while I was inking. And he got a drum set a number of years ago, and he kind of like just learned how to do it on his own pretty quickly. Like he was like where he was pretty decent. He's kind of all self-taught with music. So I don't know if he's doing stuff properly when he plays anything, but he's starting to get good. He doesn't have a drum kit anymore or a drum set anymore, but he has like I think electronic drum kits or something. I think when he had the actual drum set, the neighbors were always like complaining whenever he played. Just kind of a bummer. They don't even live there anymore. Let's see, I'm gonna want to make this a little more deliberate and not so hairy. There we go. I cleaned it up a bit. He said, you live in an apartment as well, and you're very cautious while playing. I have an electronic set with mesh heads, but still, especially bass must make a lot of noise. Yeah, you have a. See, I think when he plays now, I think it's a lot more. Well, I guess he can do it all in his headphones, so he doesn't have any issues now. But I don't think my parents ever mind when he's playing that stuff. Let me see. My sister played drums for a while. When I was in fourth grade, I was learning the violin. It's one of my biggest regrets is that I gave up playing the violin. Because now I don't know how to play anything. And I always want to write songs and make music myself. But if I do, it's real kind of crudely put together. Oops, I thought I took that down. Dang it. There we go. Every once in a while I wander off camera with my art. Like I start inking off camera on accident. I don't know if I was just doing that or not, but let's see, I was doing something like this. I can slowly start learning it, perhaps. I've been neglecting my hobbies for a long time too. Yeah, I hear you. I have a guitar that I got when I was 13. And last year I was um, just going on YouTube and kind of watching lessons, and I would try to do it for 15 minutes a day. And I feel like I was starting to get somewhere, but I couldn't keep up with it. Mostly because I was doing this comic and I was doing all kinds of other stuff. It's like usually whenever I want to try and start learning the guitar or something like that, that's usually the first thing to fall out of my priorities. Unfortunately. But yeah, there's some good like tutorials, like step-by-step tutorials on for free on YouTube. Or I'm sure there's podcasts. A long time ago I wanted to learn French, and I just would listen to this podcast every day that was teaching me French. That was another one I didn't keep up with though. Je m'appelle Ryan. That's all I remember. Je suis la jeune fille. That I learned from a Muzzy commercial years ago. I didn't know what I was saying when I first said that to my friend. Is pretty fluent in French and German, and when we were in high school, I came up to her and I went, "Je suis la jeune fille," and she goes, "You're saying you're a little girl," or something like that, or "I am a girl." Oops, there we go. Just some mix to indicate that this is the ground. The snake isn't just floating through space. Actually, the place he's on is floating through space. I guess the place that I'm sitting on is also floating through space, technically, now that I think about it. But this location is some weird other land. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you're enjoying it. So I've been inking this comic for about the past year. And let me think. What was I going to say? Oh, it is all documented on, or it's still all on my YouTube channel. I know Twitch kind of eventually kicks it off after a week or two, but I wanted to have the whole thing kind of documented somewhere, like the whole process of inking it. I'm not always the most entertaining guy. But right before I started making this book, I was really into watching all these other artists ink comics online. And then, after a while, content creators stop making content, or this happens, that happens. I was like, why don't I just, I'm always putting off working on my own project. Why don't I just do it? And yeah, and part of like, doing it all on stream kind of helps keep me accountable. Like I kind of felt more the need to keep it up as long as I was, making it known that I'm making a comic. Like, so I'd feel guilty if I didn't follow through on it. Kind of just trying to trick myself into making to following through on the comic. But now it's kind of like built this work ethic in me that I didn't quite have before. Just doing it regularly every day. Have I just started streaming? I started streaming just before I started inking this book. So when I drew the whole book, I penciled the whole book before I started streaming. And then when I decided I wanted to start streaming, I wanted to stream the whole thing being inked. I started streaming by so this book is called Bonehead. The main character is Bonehead. So I wanted to ink 100 Bonehead cards just for practice. And so, because I just started learning how to use an ink and brush for this project. Oh, hey, Crimson's here. Good morning. It's going good. I just inked the last page of the story earlier today, or finished inking it. But and I was telling drummer Denise here, little heads up, wanted to quickly check your merch. The link doesn't work. What? Rip off. Why not? Let me check that out. Thank you. Link tree. It's working for me. Dang. Yeah, it works when I click on it. Oh yeah, it's working for Crimson too. I don't know. Try it again, maybe. Hopefully, it's working. It's Let me see if I can just go to tpublic.com and search for it. Oh, wait, I'm typing tpublic into the wrong thing. Okay, so tpublic. How about Wrangle Shank? It pulls up one of my designs. Or how about Wrangle Shank Shop? Nope, that don't. I'm just looking for how you can search it on tpublic.com. O'Connor. Well, if oh, you said access denied, error code 1020. You do not have access to tpublic.com. The site owner may have restrictions that prevent you. What? That's weird. Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Why would you ban? What? Can I ask what country you're in, Denise? Out of curiosity. Am I not seeing all the comments? Oh, Prague, Czech Republic. Not much is blocked here, though. If you're doing it on your phone, I wonder if maybe it's available somewhere, like on a different computer. But I don't know. That stinks, though. Crimson's in Australia. But let's see. What was I talking about? So yes, I've been inking for a little over a year. I think I started in July or August last year. I started by inking those cards just to practice because I just learned how to use an ink and brush for this comic. And it took me a little while to get used to it. It says the site owner prevented it. Do you use rather heavier papers like watercolor paper? I've done some watercolor in my sketchbooks, which this is just whatever sketchbook paper. Now these aren't watercolor, but I have some watercolor in here. There. Let me see if it says what kind of paper. It doesn't even say. Oh, 75-pound sheets. This one was a gift, so I'm not even sure where this came from. But I've done a bit of watercolor here. And then these pages are, let's see if I can find a pad. These pages are these Hansen comic book art boards. These are 150-pound 11 by 17 art boards. So these are pretty thick. These could definitely take watercolor. Though I haven't, maybe I have actually done watercolor on those. I know I did a big painting that's in my brother's house of his family, all in watercolor. No, that was a toothier page, so that one was thicker than these, and it had kind of a tooth to it. It was kind of textured. But I do a bit of watercolor from time to time. But these are real smooth. I'll whisper link to his page and see if. Oh, okay. Thank you, Crimson, for trying to help out. Crimson's my buddy. I think I'm going to do a bolder outline on this. Yeah, I like that. So she says, how about just that? Okay, let's see. So I just, this image you're working on isn't the book then? No more Bonehead pages? So this is going to be at the end of the book. Like I was showing this, oh man, it doesn't work. Maybe the merchant only ships to the US and Australia or something. Maybe. Interesting. I'll look into it too. I'll see if maybe it's something on like the internal of my, like maybe there's some kind of thing I can allow. So I was kind of showing earlier the story ends, and then there's these kind of wraparound pages. And sometimes he'll do a bunch of lead-in pages and lead-out pages. Here, not as many, but I've got a bit of that at the beginning and end of my book too. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. So like there's these like little symbol pages that I've got at the end. Let me see, there's two more. Where are they? Let me see if I can find the other two. So it's just going to wrap up the book. And then I do have to redraw that whole other scene where a lot of cool stuff happens, I think. But so there's this one where it's just the sun. And then it's going to be all black. And then there's this one, which is also going to be all black. This might have like an about the author, something like that. I might put some text there. And then it's just got this little frog on a lily pad here. Or maybe it's not a lily pad, it's just in a spotlight. A little frog there. So there's a frog scene in the book. And at the beginning of the book, there's a 2-page spread of a bunch of frogs floating around. What time is it? It's almost 3 o'clock. Very almost 3 o'clock. So I think I'll have to continue this tomorrow. I would have been on sooner, but I was rooting through boxes in my closet because there was a thing I wanted to share on here and I couldn't find it. But que será? Okay. It says under national shipping may not be available for all countries. Okay. Dang. Ryan will have to have a merch section on his Discord that he ships himself. Maybe I was just kind of thinking the same thing. Okie dokie. Well, I'll continue this tomorrow. I gotta scram. I gotta clean my brush and stuff like that. I think an alarm is about to go off on my phone. So I'll be back tomorrow. In the meantime, this has been Ink the Book Show. Where I ink my first graphic novel, Bonehead. Thanks for coming by, Denise. It was good to have you. Glad you like what you see. And you said, I got here right at the end. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, nice to meet you. Sorry my links don't work for you. Followed and see you soon. We'll tune in again. Okay, I will be here. I am here just about every day at some point. I can't necessarily commit to a specific time because of my day job, but I am here just about every day at some point. And Crimson says, nice to meet you too. All right. Bye, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with me. I'll be back. And I always give some advice. How about don't look a gift horse in the mouth? That's the rule.